What up? What up? Happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday. What is going on, everyone? I'm your host, Shadell, joined by my lovely wife, who is also your host.
Hi, I'm Lauren. Someone's in a silly mood.
I don't know what I was trying to do with that. What is going on, everyone? I hope everyone is having a great Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever day you listen to this episode on. I hope you're having a great day. We are still in day 900 of this pandemic. A lot of things happening in this crazy world. Not much. Yo, I'll say this. Shout out to everyone that is out going to different surrounding states, even though you probably shouldn't be.
Oh, you being salty.
I'm just saying. I'm like, dog, if anything, if there's this rumored second wave coming, we probably all shouldn't be traveling outside of our state. Like, it's getting to the point, at least for Connecticut, where they're like, yo, don't go to this town. Or if you're in this town, don't do anything this weekend. Like, it's getting bad where they're just being like, yo, this town is hot. Chill.
Well, no. So there's a certain town that's like kind of...
Isn't Danbury? It's Danbury, obviously. Yeah. But aren't they right next to New York?
Yes.
So, I mean... But New York is also, like, aren't they in a better place? Like, they just opened up gyms.
Maybe, but
like,
maybe.
I don't understand.
I don't know. I have no idea.
So, yeah, I just want to say, everyone, be safe. You don't know who's sick, who's not sick. I see people out there partying, clubbing. Not, like, literally, like, dance clubbing, but, like, just out, like, drinking and all that stuff. And it's just,
the amount of stuff I see on Instagram, I'm like, did I miss the memo that the pandemic's over?
Pretty much. It looks like
That's
just a normal summer.
It's weird. See everyone's like little parties and get-togethers and beach days and dinners and all of this stuff. I still don't feel comfortable going inside a restaurant, and I like, I don't know.
Yeah. So I just want to say, everyone stay safe. I get it. We all want to enjoy our 2020, even though it's in the junk. You know, it's we got like close to 3 months left. As soon as we knock out a couple more days in August, so. Yeah.
So, I have an announcement that I would like to make.
I don't think anyone wants to hear that.
I think everybody wants to hear it. So, last Tuesday, which I noticed, I realized after the fact when we filmed last week's podcast, I probably should have made the announcement then, so my bad. But last Tuesday, I launched a lip line through my makeup business. It's called Emerge. And you can find it at lapagemakeup.com.
And you didn't bring anything to show anyone
or /shop.
You don't have like a product you can just flash off. Nope.
Dang.
You should have thought about it.
Hold, please.
Oh, God.
Anyways, so I'm back. So it is a line of 8 lip glosses and 8 lipsticks. The lipsticks, there's 2 formulas for our matte and for our cream. And most, or all of them are cruelty-free and gluten-free, and most are vegan except 3 lip glosses. So, just to give you an idea.
Check out the YouTube video if you want to see the actual product, guys, if you listen to the audio.
I'll just show you like a couple random ones. So this is Lustrous Latte. It's a lipstick.
I don't know why you're trying to put your hand behind it. I'm not sure.
That's what we do in the beauty videos. You wouldn't know that.
Okay, damn.
This is Ice Wine. It's so that there's like not a random background. You can like focus on it.
Okay.
So that's a lip gloss. So the lip glosses are actually like... They're fat lip glosses, so you get a lot of product, and standard size lipsticks. And the lipsticks retail for $20 and the lip glosses retail for $22. So again, you can go to lapagemakeup.com/emerge to learn more, or you could just go to lapagemakeup.com/shop and you can find everything there and shop the collection. But I'm very excited. Today, actually, the day this podcast is posted, is the last day that you can get a free SPF 15 vanilla scented lip balm with any purchase. So... and I ship throughout the U.S. at this point in time.
I feel like you should just extend it for the podcast, people. Like, at least till Friday.
But how do I know who's ordering from the podcast?
There's no way to put, like, a coupon code or, like, a...
Well, no, I'm just... Whoever orders, I'm just putting the lip balm in.
How about this? let me know if this works for you.
Okay.
If you order by Friday and then you follow up with like an email to you or something saying, hey, I just placed an order, my name is, blank, you'll include the free item.
Sure. If you order from the podcast, you have until Friday, 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So Friday the 28th. You have to email me and let me know that you ordered because you heard this on the podcast. Yeah. So let me know. But yeah, so I did that. This has been something I've wanted to do for years. Mm-hmm. It was supposed to release in April, but then the pandemic happened and 40 million people were unemployed. So it was a really bad time to release. So I waited and here we are and I'm very excited. And so far launch week has been good and it's been very exciting. So, yeah. So check out my lip line. I ship throughout the U.S. right now. I'm trying to figure out if internationally can be a thing, but shipping is kind of crazy. So, especially now. So
for obvious reasons.
Right. So, but yeah. So I hope you guys check out my lip products because I'm very, 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 very proud of them. So, yay. So I figured I'd do a little shameless plug of those. I think we're also going to put in the description my YouTube video. So if you want to see more of like swatches and me talking about like the products like color by color and everything, you can check that out just so you can kind of get more in depth than what I showed you here today. Mm-hmm. So yeah, thanks for listening to my spiel.
You're not welcome.
You know what? Get out of here.
And I guess since we're going to be all straight up salesy to you guys, you know what it is, guys. You've been rocking with us for a while. So if you are new to listening to this, we created an Etsy shop about a month ago, month and some change. It's been doing super well. Thank you for everyone that has purchased and received their items and everything. I hope you like them, enjoy them. A lot of things have been getting delivered, so that's cool. And yeah, if you want to check out our Etsy shop, we're starting to roll out fall items, like more Halloweenish, that type of vibe. We have some, like we mentioned on the last episode, we have some like Megan and Cardi related WAP items that have been doing really well. Yeah, just creating a lot of things for everyone to share and enjoy. Yep. What do you call it? We're trying to like build up our like cache of like shirts to wear on the podcast. So like, instead of me wearing like the current shirt, if you're watching the video version, if the current shirt I'm wearing now, you'd see like shirts that we made. Mm-hmm. I'm looking forward to it. I have a shirt that's coming in that I dig.
Me too.
And I hope I didn't order it like bigger than my size, like the last shirt I bought. Oh god, that would suck. I think I got the right size. But yeah, so. I got another shirt idea. I was gonna say it right now, but I'm gonna hold that back because I like that idea.
Write it down somewhere so you don't forget.
Can I write it on your forehead?
No.
Okay.
But yeah, so check out our Etsy shop too. Fall items are being released.
Yeah.
So good feeling apparel.
All right. Man. We have to talk once again about Meg Thee Stallion. Did you hear about the news that happened?
I was going to bring this up, yeah.
You were going to bring it up, but did you have anything to add outside of just bringing it up?
I mean,
good, because that's what I'm here for.
Okay.
No, okay.
It was like a conversation, but okay.
Yeah, so I want to start before we.
That's what our podcast is all about.
I wanted to play. So Meg went on IG Live and she blatantly just told you, yeah, Tory shot me for no reason. Now this is like a 4-minute clip I have. I'm not sure if I'm gonna let the whole 4 minutes play or if I'm just gonna cut it off at some point. When I was listening to this, it feels like you need to listen to the whole 4 minutes to like get context.
Okay.
But we'll play it by ear. Meg pretty much explains her side of it, which I pretty much believe, because why else would she have a reason to make this up? Like, she doesn't seem like that type of person. And also, it's weird seeing her without was it eyeshadow? Is it eyeshadow?
I mean, just makeup in general.
Yeah, but like normally women that always have the thing around their eyes, mascara, whatever it is.
Everything. Eyeshadow, eyeliner, mascara.
Whenever they're just straight like naked as far as like their face.
I know.
I'm like, yo, you look different. I would, if I walk past Meg, I would not think that's her.
You know what's annoying is when we wear makeup on a regular basis and then we see someone and we're without makeup and they say, "Are you sick?" Or are you tired? I hate that. That's why, like, most times on the podcast, I'm, fresh face. I'm not putting makeup on. Like, I'm okay with just having my regular face without makeup. Like, I wear makeup obviously more for my beauty business side because I just think it's more like professional and makes sense. But I'm comfortable wearing no makeup, so I try and do both because I hate that. I hate if you wear makeup 24/7 and the one time you don't, and it's always a guy too. It's not a girl because girls know, but it's always a guy who's just like, "Are you okay?" It's like, wow, sorry that this is my face.
All right, well, I'm gonna play this clip here. I may cut it off before it hits the 4-minute mark. I may let it rock. It's just depending on what needs to be heard. So here we go.
Worry about it. Yes, this nigga Tory shot me. You shot me. And you got your publicists and your people going to these blogs lying and shit. Stop lying. Why lie? I don't understand. I tried to keep the situation off the internet, but you dragging it. You really fucking dragging it. Motherfuckers talking about I hit this nigga. I never hit you. Motherfuckers was like, oh, she mad because he was trying to fuck with Kylie. No, I wasn't. Like, you dry shot me. Like, everybody in the car, it's only 4 motherfuckers in the car. Me, you, my homegirl, and your security. Everybody in the car arguing. I'm in the front seat. This nigga in the back seat. I get out the car. I'm done arguing. I don't want to argue no more. I get out. I'm walking away. This nigga from out the back seat of the car started shooting me. You shot me. I ain't get cut by no glass, but let me tell you why they saying that. When the police, because the people in the neighborhood, there's a witness. When the police came, because the neighbors called the police. This did not happen at Kylie's house. This happened damn near back at the house I was staying at. I was just trying to get home. We was 5 minutes away from my spot. The police come. I'm scared. All this shit going on with the police. The police is shooting motherfuckers for anything. The police was literally killing black people for no motherfucking reason. Soon as the police tell us all get out the motherfucking car, the police is really aggressive. You think I'm about to tell the police that we niggas, us black people, got a gun in the car? You want me to tell the laws that we got a gun in the car so they can shoot all of us up? Nigga, I'm scared. It's a fucking helicopter over us and some more shit. Why the fuck would I tell the laws somebody got a gun in this car and this nigga shot me? So I can get shot, you can get shot, she can get shot, he can get shot. I ain't tell the police what happened immediately right then because I didn't want to die. I don't want the police to shoot me because it's a nigga with a gun in the car. I'm leaking, I'm bleeding. Motherfucker, somebody, I'm lying, bitch. Did I pay a helicopter to come over me and record my feet leaking blood? No. How the fuck I'ma fake that? I didn't tell the police nothing because I didn't want us to get in no more trouble than what we was already about to get in. The fuck? I get to the motherfucking hospital, the police bitch being so rude to me. Well, what's going on? Like, da-da-da-da, you're being detained, da-da-da. Ma'am, I'm being detained, I'm leaking. But I'm still not saying what happened. Shit crazy. The motherfucking doctor, the police finally let me go. I ain't go to jail. Them 3 motherfuckers went to jail. I get to the hospital, the doctors do x-rays on my feet. Oh, ma'am, you got bullets in your feet, got bullet fragments in your other foot. I'm thinking the doctors is the police, so I'm still trying not to tell them, like, nah, I didn't know I got shot. You know what I'm saying? I'm scared. Like, I've never been shot before. I don't have to lie about that. Why would I lie? You want me to be a bad person so bad, and y'all motherfuckers want to believe the lie before you believe the truth. Stop trying to come on the internet acting like a black woman, a grown-ass black woman, really got any reason to be lying on another grown-ass black man when all the shit fucked up going on in the world right now. If you really want to tell the motherfucking truth, I've tried to save this nigga. Even though he shot me, I tried to spare him. And y'all motherfuckers is not sparing me. That's crazy. That's fucked up. I go through so much shit on a daily basis anyway than to have to get on the motherfucking internet when I'm just trying to make my music, do my
Yeah. And it cuts off from there. It's from DJ Academic's YouTube channel. I pretty much had to let the 4 minutes ring out because she gave a lot of context to what happened then. Yeah, what are your thoughts?
I have a response to that via TikTok.
Oh boy.
So
is that good or bad?
It's fine. You'll see.
Oh boy.
So this woman Rynn Star, RYNN Star. I like her. She's just real. So this is what she had to say.
Snitching is being like 6ix9ine and doing crimes with folks and then telling on them so that you can get a lighter sentence. Snitching is not being honest about somebody who violently attacked you after you already were quiet about it to protect them from having to deal with the authorities. If y'all don't stop coming for Megan, I'm going to fight someone. I best not see anyone who follows me on that noise. Snitching is being like...
Yeah.
You see, you're just talking about this. Yeah.
Yeah, because basically it's stupid how they're twisting this.
Well, see, here's my issue.
They're,
Meg never
again,
claimed that she was a part of, like, they're using, like, what... When you're a gang member, that's, like, the rule. Like, you're not supposed to tell the police, like, it's supposed to be, like, handled internally. Meg never claimed that she was a part of a gang or
Right.
crew or anything. She's just a regular person.
They're twisting this, and that's what's really annoying. And once again, it's the whole blame the victim game. That's what I hate.
And
it's always a woman.
You know what's interesting? Because when we were speculating a couple weeks ago or last month, I didn't put it on Meg. I was saying, like, this is what everyone's saying, but I had a strong feeling that because of what Tory did with, like, Dax, if you guys know, he's like a indie rapper, does a lot of videos on YouTube. I kind of figured Tory has an anger problem, so I didn't think Meg did anything to start it. I just really think this guy has an anger problem, and whenever someone, like, you know, gets on his bad side for whatever silly reason, he takes it out, and, like, he's not someone.
She was with the wrong person at the wrong time, and that's what happened. But somehow people want to change that narrative, and that's what's really annoying.
I guess I'm not sure if it was his girlfriend or a girl he was like messing with at the time, but I guess back in 2017, 2018, this other girl came out where, like, she was, like, afraid for her life. Like, he would, like, come by the place all the time and, like, didn't know what he was gonna do, and she just wanted to be left alone. And so she came out, and it's like
maybe
dog.
we should look into that. Not for nothing, you know, there's all these people that do get away with domestic violence situations time and time again, especially if it's with different people. Somehow they are just repeating the cycle, and you know, maybe we should look into that instead of blaming the victim.
And here's my thing.
Because they're not going to change. They're going to keep doing that.
I kind of figured that Tory was guilty of this when he's been quiet on social media since the beginning of it.
Right.
Like, you've been...
Right. Your publicist is telling you what to do.
During the whole beginning stage of the quarantine, he was, like, on social media, live streams every day, popping up everything.
Like everyone, yeah.
No, he was like crazy. Like, you don't know Tory, but like,
okay, but I'm just saying,
if you're part of the scene, you get it. Like, he was on it. Like, people were just like, "Yo, Tory's killing. He's on live all the time. He's like, he's active."
Yeah.
And then, like, this happens, and he's just ghost. And it's like, the only time that happens is when your team's like, you should probably not say anything, because you could go when Meg put this out. I went straight to Tory's Instagram, checked the comments, and people were sitting there like talking about this and getting on him. So it's like, he's getting this hate. It's just, I don't understand people's logic where they're like, she's snitching. Like, she's just a regular person. She never claimed that she was like from this like gang life that people were trying to put her in. Like, like, I'd be in the same camp when I'm with my friend, and like, for some stupid reason they decided to shoot me because they're mad, and it's like, what? Why? But it makes sense now where like all these like narratives have come out. You know, about like, you know, Tory and Kylie and that starting an issue with Meg or something, where it's like, okay, they're throwing out stories to like blogs to like feed into something to tear her down.
Yep.
And it's just like, it's nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't agree with it. And there's a lot of people obviously backing her in this situation too.
Of course. I feel like if you have to go through I feel like 80% of the people like support Meg because they understand. You're gonna have those, handfuls of people that are just like, no, I don't agree, or this is that. Like, but it's obvious. Anyone that has like some common sense, again, going back to the last episode, if you have common sense and can understand it, and granted, we don't know Meg, but from what you see from her and like the interviews, she seems like a pretty like relatable, like understanding person. Why, like, which leads you to think like, why would she do that? Why would she like lie or have reason to lie or whatever? Right. Like, it doesn't give you a gain. Like, there was nothing to be gained from lying.
Yep.
Yeah, and I really do hope that something does happen to Tory as far as like him getting charged or arrested or something like that, because like it's one of those cases where like you're rich and you feel like you're untouchable. Like Lori Loughlin, she's going to prison for like 2 months, and I feel like she's gonna probably be there for like a month and be out. Like, I hate it when you're rich and you have like the money and the lawyers and all that stuff, and you can easily get out of situations, and it's like, no, like, you gotta sit down, like, stop. Because that's what I really feel like. I don't know Tory, but he just gives me that vibe of someone that feels like he can do whatever he wants and handle things however he wants without any repercussions. And I don't rock with that because, yeah, I'm all about handling things equally. To kind of go to something similar in a sense here, there was a police officer back when this like whole George Floyd thing was happening, that like put out a video at like the height of it when everyone was like, can't the police do something better? Like, why did George Floyd had to die? All that stuff. And there's a black police officer that had a viral TikTok video about like. Let me play the clip for you guys, because that's probably where you're gonna have a better idea of what I'm talking about, because I want to get into this conversation.
Period, point blank, things could have went way different. At the end of the day, let's talk facts. The guy is on the ground. He's laying on his stomach. He have handcuffs on. It's 4 of y'all, 1 of him. 4 of y'all, 1 of him. Who has control of this situation? It's not much one person could do against 4 people. Now let's get deeper, right? As an officer, you are a first responder, right? So if in the midst of you trying to gain compliance, someone is hurt, you have to render aid. So somebody's saying, I can't breathe. You don't think to yourself and say, oh my gosh, this guy can't breathe. He might die. Let me render aid, right? Another point, other officers, if you're going to be an officer that's going to stand there and not help when things go wrong, come on, like, you don't see that? That's the reason I got behind this badge, right? Because I want them officers that's afraid to step up, I want to be the one to step up. If I see wrong happening, wrong is not happening in my presence, right? I'm going to check it. And that's period.
So, I wanted to share that to kind of like tailwind off of the thing with Megan and Tory, because this former police officer, Jaquay Williams, he got fired from his job. And it's wild. And after watching his interview with the Breakfast Club, dog, it kind of, if I wasn't like, at least in my eyes, up there in age and like was younger, this would probably influence me to like be like, okay, I should be a police officer, because like there needs to be more black police officers. Like the way he was saying it, and it's like you're changing a stigma where you're policing these neighborhoods, and it's like when you have the way this guy reminded me, it's like when you have a teacher, and the teacher's like that cool teacher compared to the rest of them, and the teacher's like, hey man, you gotta chill, because that teacher over there, they've been talking to me, they don't really like how you handle certain situations. Make sure that you're being aware of that, this and that.
It's almost similar to a woman of color in the medical professions. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, because
then they are going to like listen and take other women's problems seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I really love this interview. If you have a chance, check it out on the Breakfast Club, because it's like that's what's needed. Whether you're a black cop or a white cop, just being in the area and like, you see like a cookout happening, and you just pull up. You have it in your mind where you're not here to start an issue. You're just here to like have simple talk, say, hey everyone, how's everyone doing? Like just join in and just change someone's mindset about the police. Like, That's it. That's exactly why, like, a few weeks ago when we were talking about school resource officers, like, I wouldn't say take them out, but more so they need to be more active, especially towards the minority kids, because there's already a stigma that you don't like me, or we can't relate, or we don't get along. So it sucks, especially being a guy, because I feel like a guy is less likely to do it, but you have to be the one to make the first, like, approach, and then continue to say high five, or hey, how's it going, how are you doing, or if you see a kid walking home and he goes to the same school that you work at as a police officer, say, hey, I can give you a ride home. Like,
that's a tricky one.
Hey, why?
Because in this day and age, as an adult, you have to be really careful if you do stuff like that with a child when no one else is around. I don't know the rules on that. I know if it's a teacher, I can understand. Period, though. If it's someone who works at the school, you have to be really careful these days, because anything can turn into hearsay.
But a police officer normally has the camera and all that stuff on. Like,
police officers, sure, but the ones who are okay, so you're
police officers.
Okay, so you're strictly talking about that.
They're not security guards.
Okay.
Like, at the school, they're literally police officers that are at the schools.
All right, never mind.
So I'm like, if you see a kid who's walking from home, you're like, yo, let me I can help you out. Like, it's just giving that extra, like, bit of, like, support and changing that person's mindset. Mm-hmm. And who knows, you probably influence that person to become a police officer because they're inspired by you. Mm-hmm. And this is what this guy is doing. And granted, he got fired and they did it wrong, and now other police departments are like, hey, we saw what they did. They were super excessive on what they were doing. You did nothing wrong. We would like for you to work with us. That's
so cool to, like, have your pick.
That's cool. And I like how he's like, he wants to find a bigger purpose, which I get, and I like it. And he's killing it on his GoFundMe, like, already hitting his goal. Mm-hmm. But, like, yo, that's what's needed. Like, we just need the more, like, these, like, if you're a police officer, just to relate to the people you're with. At the end of the day, we're all people, and I really don't understand how we don't get this. We're all people. We all have families, so we all want this quote-unquote American dream. Like, I say this all the time, through various episodes of the podcast. We all want the same thing. Mm-hmm. I've said this before. My school teacher way back in the day used to always tell me, like, wars would not happen if before the war we all shared our photo albums of our families. Mm-hmm. Like, it's as simple as that. Like, it doesn't need to happen. We all have people we care about. We all just want to be happy and live and just go about our lives and not always have these issues. So I just had to bring that up because, that really touched me. Any thoughts?
I mean, that was pretty much it, yeah.
To touch on what you said about black women doctors,
not even just black women, that's why I said women of color, because, like, really any
would you exclude that from, like, black men doctors? Because I feel like it would be similar.
No, it's different because especially when it comes to, like, female reproductive issues and things like that, and pain levels and birthing complications and all that kind of stuff. That's where especially I think female doctors in general, female medical professionals, but especially women of color, because there's that understanding there. Because again, you have black women are 5 times more likely to die during childbirth. I mean, that's a fact. And so you have that kind of background of they're automatically going to be more open and receptive and understanding to a woman's specific issues. So it is different than a man of color, I think, because they're still a man, so, and it just, there's that level of intimacy and understanding and, like, personal and professional understanding, I guess, too. Like, there's just, it just is well-rounded. So, because I'm definitely that person that I would prefer a female doctor for things like that in general, and I would trust them a little bit more. And I've had personal experience with men and women in, area.
Yeah.
And it's been different.
Yeah, and I get it, because it's like when we had therapy, it's like, not to have a stereotype, but I did like the black women that we had as therapists versus the white women, and
well, I mean, that second woman was just, she was,
I'm just saying, but also it's like
bad, just period.
In general, like if I was doing therapy like by myself, even, like I would much rather prefer it being a black person, because you would be able to relate to me more and have more of an understanding instead of like,
and that's why I think it's so important that there is representation everywhere. So I think it's so important that in especially medical fields, and you could argue police officers and everything like that, representation of all shades and genders, I think, is really important, because then it breaks down that wall, because you could argue it's the same with gender identity. I mean, because I personally don't really see many non-binary medical professionals or police officers yet. I feel like that's definitely a newer thing.
Yeah,
that's going to take some time.
There's not many. And I love, like, I know my sister's not listening to this, but yeah, shout out to my sister. Since she is in the works of being a PA and doing that whole lifestyle, all that stuff. So
she's who I think of. Yeah, it's like, that's hugely respectful, and I think that she will come across plenty of women who feel more comfortable with her than another person. Which is really, it's really important. I mean, think about it. I mean, like, gynecological visits and birth and just the whole thing, even from when you're young and you just have your first exam and the pap smears and just all the normal stuff you have to do, it's uncomfortable. Nobody likes those appointments, but they're necessary, because obviously it's another part of health and you got to screen for cancer and stuff like that. But it's like, it makes all the difference if you have someone who can at least make you feel as comfortable as possible, or take your questions or potential issues seriously. Because what's really annoying is, especially if you have a male gynecologist and they just dismiss your very clear issues.
I hear it's common.
Huh?
I hear it's common. I saw it somewhere, I think, on Twitter, and they're like, why are men gynecologists?
I mean, here's the thing. I'm not opposed to it as long as you are an open, compassionate person. There are men that can be really good in that field.
I'm not saying there aren't, but there are some that people are just like,
it is more rare, because again, there's not that personal kind of, it's almost a bias, but that personal relation, because every woman knows what it's like to have to go to your first appointment when you're like 15, 16 and you're really nervous and it's uncomfortable, or every woman knows how uncomfortable it is to get a pap smear. And it's just, these are not fun things to do. So now you add to that, if the woman actually has a real issue going on, and one, she has to feel comfortable to bring that up to you, and two, she has to feel like you're going to be receptive if she does. Because no, like, men just being like, oh, it's just this, like, no, that's in your head, or that's, whatever, so dismissive and so not helpful, and just no, you have to be a certain type of man if you're gonna go into that field. Truly.
And it's funny that you brought this up, because I'm not sure if you saw it, but I had this article I wanted to talk about black newborns more likely to die when looked after by white doctors.
Interesting.
I thought that was, So this is an article from CNN, and it says black newborn babies in the United States are more likely to survive childbirth if they are cared for by black doctors, but 3 times more likely than white babies to die when looked after by white doctors, a study found. The mortality rate of black newborns in hospitals shrunk by between 39% and 58%. When black physicians took charge of the birth. according to research which laid bare how shocking racial disparity in human health can affect even the first hours of a person's life.
If that's not a microaggression, I don't know what is.
Yeah,
because what?
And it
What
goes,
is the reason for that?
It goes on to say, by contrast, the mortality rate for white babies was largely unaffected by the doctor's race. So it didn't matter what the race of the doctor was.
Man, that makes me think for the future. I'm just saying.
I was thinking about this, but I'm like, it wouldn't matter.
Why? They're going to see you in the room. And that's the thing is I feel like the baby comes out lighter.
Yeah,
and they eventually get more color when it's a mixed baby.
Yeah.
But I mean, better safe than sorry.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like that wouldn't happen.
I don't know.
This is the weird part. One day there has to be, because there's the growing number of like interracial couples, whether it's black and white or Asian and white,
yeah.
Black and Asian, whatever it is. It's just they're not accounted for, since they're even more so the minority when it comes to these studies, because it's like, where do you fit in? Like, I just know this guy I know from high school got married, and he's in an interracial relationship where his wife is Vietnamese, I believe, and he's white, and it's just like, what study do you fit in?
I feel like when it comes to stuff like that, I would rather be safe than sorry on things. I feel like where we fit in is, as terrible as it sounds, you kind of have to go with who is the more oppressed person, like who has the bigger issues within the relationship, and you kind of have to focus on that more, because ultimately people could use that against you both.
You're pretty much saying, if you're white, you're fine, but you need to look at your partner that's not white, because that's who you should
yeah, and it sounds terrible. No, I understand it sounds terrible, but it's almost like you're not acknowledging the very real issues that the other person goes through individually. And then by you guys being together, you could have some of that backlash, because whether it's just you and I being out together, or if we have a baby, and like that's a whole other thing that like some people could go crazy on. Like there's, I feel like that's what you have to be.
That's crazy when it makes you think about that.
Aware of.
Like that if you're a black newborn, you're 3 times more likely to die in the hospital than a white newborn.
Well, because it even makes me think,
Like, I was a lucky one from the moment I popped out. Like, not to even be the first swimmer to get to the egg, man.
Right. So many circumstances,
like, since the moment the doctor laid his or her hands on me, I was just like, please don't kill me. Like, damn. It's sad. And I'm trying to make light of it, but it's like, that's wild.
Well, because it's just like I've said, how, our kids will most likely look like a mix of us. I know that sometimes it could be, lighter or darker. Most likely there's the kind of mix where they'll be like a lighter brown. And, so I'm prepared that these children will be looked at as black children by society.
If you look tan, you're automatically
black. Well, not even just tan. Like, you look a little darker than that. It's not like a white person who tans. Like, you can tell the difference. If you look
darker than Drake, you're gonna be black.
That and the hair and just the whole, like, everything, someone's going to automatically label you as black. And so I prepare myself that I am going to have to, like, work with that. I'm going to have to, whether it's teach them certain things to look out for, et cetera, et cetera. I've prepared that I have to do that, rather than if I was with a white person and that was never a worry, so that's what I'm saying is when you're in an interracial relationship, you have to take on the very real issues of the person you're with that is facing those.
To say if you're the white person, you don't have those things to worry about. You do. It's just people don't choose. You choose not to talk about it.
Yeah,
is my issue, because I feel like every white person should be talking about race.
But what I'm saying is, if I was with a white person, we had a white baby, my baby, I wouldn't be worried about my baby like I will be with you.
Yeah.
It's different. Like you're facing different issues. Sure, you can educate your white baby on what to, how to be a good human and and anti-racist and all these kind of things, but I would never have to worry about the possibilities of the terrible things that could happen, the same as with our babies.
Yeah.
So it's like that is something I've had to come to terms with. And so that's why I said before how it's almost like maybe it makes more sense to have someone who's black deliver our babies. I don't know, when you bring up an article like that. Because sure, when they're born, they don't look darker, but you're there. And I don't know. It's just, who knows? It's something to think about. Because
and I don't even take it of being, sorry, I mean, cut you off, but I'd even accept like a black man or woman, because I feel like at the end of the day, that you understand.
Right. Well, yeah, that article was just saying the color. It wasn't saying gender. So ultimately, I'm just looking to do the best possible thing I can for us and for our babies. And for me, that may take an adjustment because of the sad fact and reality of how the world is. So, yeah.
Yo, speaking of babies, I saw something that's cool that you'd probably like down the road whenever that time comes. This person had like a, it's kind of like a baby like heart monitor thing. It was weird. Where like they put it on like they put the gel on. It's like when you get an ultrasound, you put like the little gel on, and the doctor puts like something on that thing on your belly.
Yeah.
But it was almost like a microphone she put to her belly, and then
it makes the heartbeat. You hear it?
Well, there was like a device that it connected to, and it it did the heartbeat.
Yeah.
So you can like listen. I'm like, that's
those have been around a while.
That's so cool.
The thing is that I've heard how people have said, especially if you buy one of those early on, to not get obsessive with it is the thing, because if it's too early, you may not hear anything, and then you may start to freak out. Yeah. So like, there's kind of like people are like, because. Yeah, they're like, if you have like an obsessive tendency, it may actually backfire. You don't want to like check it every 5 minutes, and be like just nervous that you're never going to hear the heart. Yeah. But yeah, I always thought that was a cool kind of thing.
Yeah, I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
Anything else before we head on to this relationship topic?
No, is this a heavy one?
I don't think so, but
okay.
Teach their own.
We'll see.
So this one is about my boyfriend. Does my boyfriend have the right to be mad at what I wear?
No. Next question.
Facts. So
that's it.
This girl is 21. Her boyfriend is 23. Just to give you guys an age here. And she goes on to say, me and my boyfriend have been together with each other for 3.5 years already. Damn. Been a while. Been together for a while. Okay. We've always been loyal to each other. Not that many arguments, except for yesterday's. I recently posted a picture on Instagram of myself with a top that was not too revealing, but in his eyes, it was too much skin. I generally asked if he could like my picture on Instagram, etc. But he said he's not liking it because I'm showing a lot of skin when it's not.
I want to see this picture now.
You'll see it. She gave a link to it.
Oh.
I told him he's being hypocritical. God damn, I suck at reading today. Hypocritical. God damn.
Do you need help?
I give up. I could do it, Karen. Back off.
Okay, Richard.
Because he's liking other girls' pictures. Oh my God. Who are either half naked and or basically wearing the same amount of clothes that I am. When I asked for his reasoning, he was like, I can like their pictures because they're not my girlfriend. But you're my girlfriend and I don't approve what you're wearing. So
wouldn't it make more sense to like my picture because I'm with you? Wouldn't you want to like, hype me up?
He says, so I'm not going to like your picture. He also said, if I'm wearing clothes that I'm making she's messing this up, not me. That I'm making this happy, that's making her happy is what she's trying to say. I should wear it, but he has the right to break up with her. What the? Because he doesn't date a girl wearing thought clothing. Yo.
Okay, I need to see this.
So I have no clue what to do about him. What I wore was not bad. It was just a cardigan that showed a small part of my stomach, not full-on lingerie or bikini. And the picture's the thing you just saw here. This wants to load. It's just that. And I'll show it to you guys if you guys watch an YouTube version of this.
I'm speechless.
Like that's literally what it is. It's nothing.
Ma'am.
Literally nothing.
Ma'am. Thought? That's thought to him? Lord, do not show him the WAP music video.
No, it doesn't. No, because he's liking girls' pictures that are wearing less than that. So what you're dealing with is a guy that's straight up insecure. That's really what it comes down to. Like, dog.
Wow.
He's like, oh, you can wear whatever you want, but I have the right to break up with you. I'd break up with this guy. You wasted 3 years of your
comment.
He has the right to break up with you, but I personally wouldn't. Yeah,
I wouldn't give him the chance.
Like, dog, this guy's insecure, and you should have knew this. Not to knock you, sure knew this 3.5 years ago. Like, you can't tell me this is the first time he's ever had an issue with your clothing, or did he always just control like, hey, you look good in this, and you kind of always preferred
I would
that?
totally, I would like wear something super revealing. I would post the picture, and I'd walk in while I was wearing the outfit, and I'd be like, bye. That's how I would do it. Because don't give him the chance. He doesn't deserve to end it. That's just no. Have your pride.
Yeah,
Keep your dignity.
My issue is with guys that have this type of energy, I automatically feel like they're gonna be aggressive. So I would also say bring a friend with you.
Yep.
Because I'm like, you're like, oh, post a picture and all that stuff and say bye. I feel like you're gonna be met with aggression, and maybe getting physical in that. So it's like have someone for support because that kind of worries me.
I can't with this stuff because I know, like, for you, we've joked. I've always joked and stuff about whether it's like, oh, like, what if I post and I'm wearing this, or what if I, like, I don't know. Even I've said, like, oh, what if I did an OnlyFans and, like, all this stuff, and you're literally like, you don't care.
I mean, the only weird thing would just be, like, I always thought about that, like, if I ever had, like, this is, like, I think probably before I met you, obviously, but, like, if I ever, like, had a girlfriend that like posted pictures or cosplayed or like
right.
those type of things, and it was more like on the sexy side of cosplay or just modeling or whatever, and it's like like I'd be fine with it, but like how would my family take that? Will they have a problem with that? Will that be just another barrier I have to break down in their minds? Like that's also my thought, because like at the end of the day I don't really care what someone wants to do. Again, it's like I operate on just choice. If you want to do it. Like as long as it doesn't impact my life and how I'm trying to function and move throughout it.
Right.
It just doesn't matter to me.
Right. Which I always thought was really cool. Like I've teased and I've been like, what if I post this or what? And you've just been like, okay, go ahead. Like he's so like unfazed when he says it. So. Which is empowering, ladies. I don't do it because at the end of the day, I don't feel like it. But I'm like, it's empowering to know that.
Yeah, and it's like...
And this picture, that's pathetic that he thinks that's thought. That's what's wrong with... This is the perfect example of why women say they hate men. Because this is ridiculous. That little bit, not even the belly button. It's just a little sneak peek of a tiny section of the abdomen, and it's a problem.
But here's my thing. Here goes your girlfriend of close to 4 years. Like, she's feeling good about herself. I'm going to post this on Instagram.
Yep.
And then here you go being like, I don't want you showing that much skin. Right, so
let's put her down. Let's make her insecure. Exactly.
And these are always my issues, because then it's like I always think about this from the perspective of like the next guy, because I feel like that's who I would be in this case. I'm like, here I go. Now I gotta go worry about this guy. He just messed up a good girl, and now I have to sit there and go through these issues of trying to like have her go through them and break these like barriers that have been built. And I'm like, God damn, here we go.
Right.
Like I always thought about that. I'm like, oh boy.
But it's important that there's guys out there like that are patient and willing to do that. Because, yes, a lot of us have been messed up by previous guys. That's a thing. Yeah. This is why, like, when you go and you're, like, dating and stuff, a lot of times you get worried because whenever you're gonna like end it with someone else, you're always worried. You're like, am I gonna find someone as good, even though it wasn't good, because that's why you're like ending it. You're always worried that it's just gonna get worse. You're always worried that like, okay, now the next guy's he's gonna be even worse. He's gonna do this. You're always worried that you're running out of good guys. That's sad, and it's because of stuff like this.
Yeah. This always like. Another thought that comes to my mind is like, okay, when we have a kid, if it's a boy, it's like, oh boy, I'm gonna check you if I feel like you're gonna be that type of kid.
Right.
It's not happening.
Right.
It's not especially like, yeah, it's like that stuff doesn't fly. Like, if you're insecure, fix yourself and get it figured out.
This reminds me, I saw a TikTok. There's like labor and delivery nurses on there that I love watching, and they tell like stories of like, you know, different deliveries they've been through. There was this one scenario where the kids were 14 and the girl's pregnant, and the parents of the boy said he's not going to be there when she's delivering.
Dog, my son does that. He's gonna be there.
Exactly.
You're gonna go through those sleepless nights. You made it happen.
Exactly. No, because I forget what the reason was. It was something really stupid. Because I think it was like the middle of the night and it was inconvenient, or it was ridiculous. And I'm over here like, if God forbid that is my son, which it better not be, if that happened, you will not only be there for the delivery, no matter the time of day or night, because baby comes when baby wants to, you will be going through every single thing that a parent would with a newborn. Because yes, it is inconvenient. Yes, it's exhausting. Yes, it's a lot. But you got yourself in this predicament. And if that girl wants to keep that baby, and you know the families and whatever get together and figure out how to support and all that, you gonna be a part of that. You do not get to walk away from this. And I'm like, it was the stupidest excuse, like something how it was inconvenient because it was like 2 a.m. or something. Yeah, don't you think it's inconvenient for her too? I hate that. Oh, exactly. That's the thing. We have to teach boys from a young age accountability when it comes to women, when it comes to, you know, it doesn't matter what they wear. That does not mean they are sexual objects. And yes, if you get someone pregnant, you get to deal with it just as much. So,
another thing that I feel like does not get talked about, just like similar when you talk about like things you wouldn't have to talk about if you were dating or with a white person. I feel like that's something that doesn't get talked about. It's like, instead of race, instead of you talking about things, you know, based on someone's race, now it's like you talk about something based on someone's gender, and I feel like that conversation doesn't happen as to like you shouldn't, you know, tell women they shouldn't be wearing this, or their hair can't be a certain way, or you know,
like, oh, women are only attractive if they have long hair,
or like
that's a thing. Dog, okay, I've
seen some women with some bald heads that I'm just like, ooh.
Have you seen Ruby Rose? Like, she has short ass hair, and she's basically a lesbian
really
sex
type,
icon.
yeah.
No, she may not be your type, but she's like a lesbian sex icon, and it's like, exactly. But and that's another thing. So maybe that was a bad example, because you don't have to be lesbian to have short hair either and still be hot.
I mean,
like,
you can look at like Amber Rose, like a popular one that's bald that looks attractive,
right?
I mean, it's a lot.
Like, so that's a thing. It's like, at the end of the day, no matter what gender you are, just don't tell people how to live, how to use their bodies, how to whatever. Just stop it. Just stop. Because it's the same thing as with like transgender people, and how there's a whole thing of people are always, they call it curious, to know if you've had bottom surgery.
Which makes no sense. That's not my business.
First of all, that's not the sole reason somebody is transgender. And second of all, that's none of your business. This borders on, okay, asking someone that is the same to me as asking a woman when she's going to have babies. None of your business. That has to do with my reproductive system, my private area. None of your business.
Do more women ask you that than men, I assume?
Hey,
dog, don't
yes.
tell women that. I was gonna say, if men ask you that, I'm like, that's weird.
Well, I wouldn't say no men ask.
I've never, and probably will never in my life, ask another woman whether she's a close friend or not.
Because you're respectable, sweetie.
Dog, like, I don't care. Again,
I wouldn't say men don't ask.
I don't care.
Well, also, it's like if you're closer to me, it's not like some random man.
But that's what I'm
who's
saying.
asking
Even if I'm
me,
close, I wouldn't. It's not my life.
No, I know. But that's exactly my point. Is no matter how close or not close you are to a woman, that's just one of those no questions. Even if it comes off innocent, like it's just you don't know if they're struggling or had a miscarriage or don't want kids, and that's fine, and like whatever the circumstance. So it's the same thing I think with transgender people and asking if they've had bottom surgery. Like, just don't. That's tacky. It's none of your business. What is it going to do for your life if you know that? How is it going to change your life?
You didn't know.
If you're not with that person intimately,
what are you talking about?
like, what's it? The only reason you should know is if that's like your partner, obviously, and then you want a future with them and like whatever, obviously. But like, so yeah, that whole thing. Yeah, I just think people in general need to check themselves. You know, there's certain things you just shouldn't ask or talk about, and that's fine. And then there's certain ways you should raise respectable children. That's it.
Facts.
Yeah. So, this little boy can go somewhere, because whatever.
23, like, dog. And you've been seeing this person for close to 4 years.
Right, like chances are this is like the first time she's starting to like feel herself and come into her own and like
because she
do something like that.
She's 21 and it's been 3 years, so they knew each other. They've been dating since like 8. She's 18.
It takes us women longer to get confident with that, again, for stupid reasons.
Yeah, for society's view and all that stuff.
Yep.
Dog, also, well, aside of the thing of like going through what do you call it? Aside of the stuff about like dealing with your daughter and like all that little gray area stuff that I'm not sure how I'm gonna handle, and probably toss it to you because you're like the woman in the field.
Okay.
Dog, the only reason I would love to have a daughter is to like teach her to like be her own like woman and be that boss. Like that's the only reason that like I would be like 100% like feeling it whenever that happens.
She gonna be a boss.
Like,
she gonna be for her mom. I'm gonna teach her. You do anything you want. You take over the world. Don't let anybody tell you different.
Well, we're off to go have a kid.
No. No, okay. Sir.
All right.
He's JK.
Are we done now?
I don't know. Are we? You're the one who said that.
I mean, I'm saying done with this podcast because we're going to get started with something else.
No. Sir.
Just play.
Inappropriate.
Just play. All right. That's all I got.
Yeah.
But,
raise good humans. That's all.
Yeah. I mean, we wouldn't be in the situation if we had good humans, but
we would be in a lot of situations, honey. The racism, sexism, everything.
Coronavirus.
Well, I mean, that's a little different, but yeah.
No. Okay. All right, guys. We're going to wrap this bad boy up. Once again, please check out Lauren's new lip makeup line. Then you probably be able to explain that better.
We'll put links in the description box, but please check it out. I'm very proud of it.
Yeah, and I would say I'll try it on myself, but I won't.
But I won't.
All right, guys. Check out our Etsy shop. We have a lot of fall items that are going to be coming down the pipeline soon.
Whoop whoop.
Yeah, a lot of dope clothing, a lot of ideas, a lot of everything. So check it out when you get a chance. Everything's in the description. If you want to send us a voice message or send us anything through email, links are all in the description to do that, because we would love to hear your voice or even get your opinion on something through an email, whatever you prefer. With that being said, I'm Shadell, your co-host, and I'm joined by my lovely wife.
He's the co-host of Paige and the Simpsons. And joined by the lovely wife, Lauren.
Okay.
He's a little off today. It's fine.
And
that's why I'm here to pick it up.
With that being said, we will see you guys next week.
Bye.
Peace out.